What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven, and today Storybook Brawl 99 is officially released. So if you're watching this, there is a chance that it is out right now. It is available from 3 to 6 p.m. EST on Friday, June 17th. And Storybook Brawl is going to be a limited time game mode because it will replace the regular queues. You won't be able to play 8-person Storybook Brawl while Storybook Brawl 99 is active, but SBB 99 can also be just a ton of fun. So wanted to take a look at a game today and talk about why I think Storybook Brawl 99 is so fun. And this might seem a little bit counterintuitive to some of you, but part of the reason why Storybook Brawl 99 is so fun is because you are going to lose. There are 98 other players in the lobby, so you really only have a 1% chance to win. And it's not like anything crazy is on the line. You're not playing for rank. You're not playing for any money or prizes. The point of it is just to have fun. And if you go in knowing that you're gonna lose, I think that can free you up to just have a little bit more fun with it. Like locking onto some polywoggles on 2.2 to see what they might transform into. And I'll even tell you this, in this video, I'm gonna lose, and that's okay. It's okay to know that you are going to lose going into a game of Storybook Brawl, and if by some miracle you are able to put together a crazy comp that is capable of winning the lobby, well, that just makes it all the sweeter. And in this video, we are gonna be doing some pretty powerful stuff. We'll see how close we can come, but I do think it's important to just talk about perspective when talking about Storybook Brawl 99. I have heard some detractors, but I do think, like I said, it's just important to keep in mind that this is a game, and this is a game mode within the game where the sole purpose is just to be silly and have fun with it. So load up Storybook Brawl 99, try to do some silly stuff, try to make some polywoggle slay, pick a hero that you wouldn't normally otherwise play, force a comp that maybe you would force or would just, would be quite powerful if it works. But don't worry about if it doesn't, because it's not going to. It's so unlikely that you would actually be able to get the win. And this is a really powerful game. What I do in this game, I think would win most lobbies of Storybook Brawl. And you're going to get that when you play Storybook Brawl 99. You're going to put together something that would normally get you a W, and in the Storybook Brawl 99, it just doesn't. And I think there is something about changing your perspective too and saying like, okay, well, a first would be insane. Top 10, still pretty great. Top 15, top 20, these are still really good performances that you should be excited about and should feel confident with. And we're just really strong this game. I used the Humpty Dumpty to win on the spinning gold and the prized pig, and that gives me a whole bunch of bonus cash that I can buy a Turkish Delight this turn and still have 9 gold to roll and pick up some tier 4 units. So feeling quite strong. It does feel like I'm potentially in summons right now, so I'm looking to try to make that work, and I know that I do want to pick up animals as well because of this vulture that I polywoggled into. So I am thinking that I will pick up this stag, which bumps up the hippo, it'll pump up the sporco, and then also buff up the vulture. I'm not sure why I use pump and why I use buff sometimes. I think pump should be this brawl only, and buff should be permanently. That's probably how I see the definitions for those words in my head. But despite how strong we are, we're going to lose this game. And while that might sound like a bad thing, I think that that's actually a pretty cool thing. And one thing that I realized yesterday, I'm not sure if you guys will see it, Oh, this is a cool turn. Yeah, I take the Cat's Call to flip the Cindy. That gives us Needle Nose Daggers as an option. Could definitely see going Corrupted Heartwood, but Needle Nose Daggers, it's a little bit tricky, but we're still 40 health, and it doesn't seem like we are close to losing anytime soon, and we're certainly not going to lose this turn with the Cat's Call, so I'm feeling pretty good. I buy and sell a chicken. I look at a vulture. I don't believe I purchased that. I believe I purchased a Princess Peep this turn. Oh, no, there's another hungry hippo. You know what I think I do? I think I don't play the vulture this turn. And I might play the Peep and the hippocampus and sell 4 things. Yeah, I like that. Or I only have to sell 3 things, rather. And then I put in the hippocampus, and the idea is maybe I can scale both of these hippos off of the black cat. And I'm just hoping that summons can be so awkward with Cat's Call, and a lot of times you wind up eliminating some of your own summons, and unfortunately that happens here. We don't get the summons from Princess Peep. Excuse me. But because we did still play the vulture, we do have quite a large board here to wrap things up. So still do get a little bit of a bonus on our hippo, but not that much. So the point that I was trying to make a second ago, I'll talk over the game footage a little bit here. I think the best play, I'm getting distracted by the game, which is the content here. I think I will wind up frontlining this hippo because I think it might just be big enough to survive at this point. Could go for True Love's Kiss on a tier 4 unit. Genie's Wish seems great too. Polywoggle could go for some speculative Polywoggle pickups with the Sporko that we have. That seems great. And then I'll lock onto another Polywoggle on 5.0. Maybe we can do the same thing again. And so now there's 2 points I want to make. The first thing is that in Storybook Brawl 99, you have to go. It's not even that you should just try to do something wacky and over the top that it would high roll the lobby. You have to do that. If you really want a chance at winning the lobby, you've got to do one nutty thing in your game. So that's why I'm playing around with these Polywoggles, because Sharebear isn't a particularly nutty hero. So you've got to make something a little bit sillier happen. And that's going to be my downfall this game, is I'm unable to really make anything extremely silly actually come to fruition. But all of those things can sound like a downside. And here I think is the potential upside to that. Because I played a game, and you guys might see this video. I think I've got my videos lined up till Thursday of next week already. So I don't think you're going to see this one, but just because it wasn't that interesting, I still might show it because it's got some new content in it. It's a puzzle rune game on Zelhua. But just a little bit of a spoiler for that potential upcoming content. I totally crushed the lobby. And I activate the puzzle rune, I pick up a bunch of tier 6 units on Zelhua, and then everybody else dies. I kill some people with a pumpkin, I kill some people with just large trees, and overall the game is not particularly close. Could we lose here? Could we lose our Needle News Daggers? This one's looking close. We do have some huge animals in the backline still, but it's gonna come down to these Court Wizards. And it looks like we will actually still get the win. Pretty incredible. 43 health going into level 6 on a game of Storybook Brawl 99. So this was a really, really powerful game. And this kind of ties into my point. If this was a normal game of Storybook Brawl, I would have won, and that would have been fine. But it wouldn't have had that extra bit of excitement deciding here to sell off the Polywoggles just to pick up this Hippo triple as a pickup before we go into level 6. And I think that is a pretty decent play. There is some interesting stuff there, like we could lock the Lance and put the Lance in front of the Sporko. It's got +6 attack right now from our treasures, and could potentially give us a tier 5 treasure, though I think that we really just want to look for Bear Stains and Echo Woods and potentially transition this comp or do something else sweet with it. But if this was a game of normal Storybook Brawl, I definitely would have won. I've got 43 health, haven't lost a combat, haven't come close to losing a combat. and have just been overall extremely powerful this entire time. And I'm even going to have enough stats here just with the hippocampus to take Merlin out of it. 43 health going into level 6, pretty incredible. But this game still isn't that exciting yet, right? Like, I haven't really done... It's cool, there's some cool summon stuff going on, and we can pick up Echo Wood here by selling something, or might as well feed something to a Kraken, and then we can look for Bearstain. But if this was a normal game of Storybook Brawl, this game would be over in 1 or 2 more turns. Cool. You get the win, you get the crown, you get the, rating points. But in terms of how it feels, did this feel like a winning game? And like this wouldn't have been a game that I uploaded to YouTube if it ended this turn, right? But because we are playing Storybook Brawl, we still got a bunch of turns to go. There's still 60 players left in this lobby, rather than there being 6 players left in this lobby and only 3 or 4 more turns. And I think that that is really the draw for me. It is the fact that the games are just going to go 2-3 turns longer, and you're not just going to destroy the lobby on the games that you win. And I can imagine that this could be frustrating for some people that just want to get that win. And maybe Storybook Brawl 99 isn't for you, but if you want to do some crazy over-the-top stuff, maybe Storybook Brawl 99 is for you. If this was a normal game, I would cast the Pigomorph here 100%, and then I would probably roll. But because we're up against the lobby leader, other than ourselves, in the Merlin. But this isn't Storybook Brawl, this is Storybook Brawl 99. So I'm going to roll, I'm going to cast the Dream and pick up on the Sphinx. And the main reason that I pick up the Sphinx here is because now, if you dream into the Sphinx, it will actually remember the previous spells that you've cast before you became the Sphinx. So we do have to jog our memory a little bit to think, and by the way, locking onto Herc, I think that's pretty straightforward. We need to go bigger. But what other spells did we cast? I know we cast a Cat's Call earlier in the game. That's really the only one I can remember at the time. Looks like Merlin did think that it was worth it to cast a Pigomorph against me, and then gets an additional Pigomorph from their monster book on both of my payoff cards. So a little bit awkward. We are actually going to wind up getting a loss on this one. It looks like it's still quite close, but we do wind up losing our first game and losing our needle nose daggers. But here's the important part. When you dream into the Sphinx, your future dreams are free. And any other time you find it was all a dream, you can then just dream out of the Sphinx. And I think that that is a very powerful part of having the Sphinx as an option now in the dream pool, where it was previously the worst character to dream into, the worst hero to dream into, and now it's certainly not the best. Just eyeing up this Green Knight here. I don't think I'm going to go for it though. But now we can just dream out of the Sphinx, and that makes it kind of just like a free pickup when you don't really like anything else on your dream slots. I will go for a Geppetto here because we do still have all of these summons, and then I'm not sure if I've said this, but I am supporting Hercules with the Sporco, so that way it connects in 4 and can potentially give us a tier 6 treasure that we can do something a little bit more silly with. We're going to need to find a Pandora's box, or at the very least, I don't know, something silly. And we are struggling to find a Bearstain too. I do think I'm going to try to go into trees, but if I find a Bearstain, that's going to make Echo Wood a lot more playable. Or if I find a Burning Tree, of course, that is going to make Echo Wood a lot more playable there too. And Hercules got 2 connects on that combat, so it's already going to connect in 2 now. And we don't have to worry about supporting it with Sporco. You'll notice that It Was All a Dream is no longer free for us, but I will go ahead and pick up onto that. And I would have loved to pick up Apocalypse there if I had only already completed Hercules. And with the fact that Hercules is going to complete this turn, that we already have an Echo Wood and an Ashwood Elm, I don't think that I want to dream into Apocalypse there. But I locked this shop because the Overflowed Dream goes into the shop, so we'll begin next turn by casting that. We'll also grab our tier 6 treasure, hopefully, probably, most likely, and then we will see what else we can get together. But like I said, I think this game probably would have been over if we were just playing a normal game of Storybook Brawl. So now we get to do all of this nutty stuff. Whether this is good or not, who knows, but we are certainly having some fun here. And I think Echowood must have just survived a shrivel, so that was able to survive. But we get the tier 6 treasure despite losing the combat. Another dream rolls into the shop, kind of silly. We're going to cast the free one though, and then we will just take the Phoenix Feather. I could have seen taking the Mimic Chest, but I do think we lost the previous 2 combats. We do want to respect that a little bit and make sure that we are still being a little bit strong. We are then going to dream into Pan Shadow, which will hopefully allow us to find some more trees, and we do. We pick up another Ashwood Elm, and then we roll, and I consider this Evil Twin, using that to grab another Hercules, but I think ultimately it would be too slow. I'm just going to wind up rolling past the Baby Bear and into another Ashwood Elm. So we can sell for this. We will be able to pick it up. We'll just have to play 1 unit down, but we get to pick up a second tier 6 treasure this turn. Mimic Chest, I think, would be good with the Phoenix Feather. It would certainly be strong, but I think the Ivory Owl could be good for us here too. Storybook Brawl 99 games going a little bit longer does also give some added utility to scaling treasures and characters, and that's also definitely something to keep in mind. Every turn, this Ashwood Elm is going to get +2/+2, which is going to give Burning Tree +4/+4, and then it also +2/+2 from the owls. So yeah, going to result in +6/+6 on the Burning Tree every turn, and that is also just going to mean more stats for Echowood. So all of that is really strong. We can pick up another Ashwood Elm to make even further use of it, and then we can roll and pick up another Burning Tree. And I do think that picking up Burning Tree, playing down a unit, could be a good move. I went back and forth on this move for a little bit, but ultimately what I decided to do here is just pick up Heartwood Elder on this turn. And same thing, scaling is decent in Storybook Brawl 99, and scaling up 2 of my trees is going to scale up all of my trees. I'm going to cast the Shrink spell and sell Baby Bear to pick up the Heartwood Elder this turn and the Burning Tree next turn, because I definitely still want that, and this just gives me a little bit more flexibility in my gold on the next turn, and also lets me see 1 additional spell in the shop right now. But I think that this is a pretty reasonable play, and I'm not sure, maybe I just didn't want to mess around with the Heartwood Elder at all. Maybe it's too slow, but it's really tough to say and judge how fast you need to be in these Storybook Brawl 99 lobbies. But we're going to be strong enough against the Ghost, so that part doesn't matter. Pick up the Burning Tree, and then I'm going to go for a Beauty's Influence on the Ashwood Elm, which gives it 4 health, which is +4/+4 to all of the, or actually +8/+8 to all of the Burning Trees, +16/+16 to the Echowood, or even more, +24/+16. And then I decided to pick up a Green Knight rather than go for another Heartwood Elder. It's just a little bit later into the game than it was last turn, and I think that we will ultimately get more out of the +10 health from the Green Knight than we will from the +2/+2 on the Heartwood Elder. But these are also all really interesting and niche decisions. The big thing here that is a much larger decision is when we cast this dream, because we want to get a ton of value out of Pan Shadow, find these level 6 trees, but we also might need a little bit more oomph because we are still dealing with Storybook Brawl 99. There's 13 players in this lobby, each of them with a comp that could be considered game-winning if they were the only player in the lobby. So that is definitely something to consider, and one thing that I had been thinking about is that I would cast Dream right before I make my next 6 triple. The idea behind this is maybe I can dream into Horde Dragon. Unfortunately, I don't get there. None of these heroes are really inspiring either. The other thing that I was thinking about is maybe King Midas. I could have transformed into there. It would have denied me any potential treasures, but would have meant that I got a whole bunch more trees and could have been good. Then I go for Wand of Weirding and a lock onto the Evil Twin in the shop, because next turn I can double cast Wand of Weirding, get 2 Ashwood Elms, and see another tier 6 treasure. Maybe then I take the Mimic Chest and have Mimic Chest plus Phoenix Feather and really go over the top with it in that way and just hope to make some really large trees. But here we see an opponent that has definitely gone over the top with it. Some absolutely massive mages, and it's a really close fight. If that Hercules had attacked the Lady of the Lake right there, I actually win that combat. But unfortunately, it did not. So I do wind up losing, and I get 10th place. Not the best place to be, but of course not the worst. And that is going to be pretty commonplace in Storybook Brawl 99. It is ultimately going to be, like I said, just harder to actually crack the top 10 than it would, of course, in a normal game where you crack the top 10 just by playing. But I do think that this was still a fun game for me. I was able to do things in this game that I haven't done in other games. Namely, I have not yet dreamed into and out of the Sphinx while I've been level 6, so that was pretty cool. And just also the unique part of using the dream right before I completed the Burning Tree triple to try to dream into Horde Dragon. And I think that, if anything, is the cool part about Storybook Brawl 99. The fact that the games are going to be longer means that there's going to be more opportunities to have interesting situations presented, and hopefully that was a fun game for you guys to watch as well. I do have another really fun game of Storybook Brawl 99 coming tomorrow that includes a level 4 Holy Grail, and we can see what I do with that one. And that one is going to have more of the over-the-top Storybook Brawl 99 feel. One way that I think about it is like the Storybook Brawl 99 games that I play, and I think I said this earlier on in this video too, I don't upload every game that I play to YouTube. And it's probably obvious because I mostly only upload wins, but I don't upload all of my wins either. And that's the important thing that I wanted to say. Sometimes people will message me and like, hey, you should consider putting out more videos where you don't win. And I do think about it sometimes. Mostly I don't do that because those games either aren't as exciting, or I'm trying out a strategy that I want to try again and I want to get right before I show it off in a YouTube video. And that will make it ultimately more exciting. But the other side of that coin is there are a ton of wins that I don't show you guys, either because I win too quickly, or it's just like a basic hatball game and nothing particularly exciting happens. And in Storybook Brawl 99, you're almost forced the other way. You are going to not win and still have really exciting games where you do things that you've never done before. And hopefully that can provide some inspiration and some excitement. Go ahead and check out Storybook Brawl 99. Should be live now if you got that bell on. If you're watching these videos as soon as they come out, you're actually early. Storybook Brawl 99 will be out in a few hours. But that is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. Peace.